Yeah, so the nickel mineralization at our Baptiste project is in a mineral form called a werowite. So this is a first of its kind in the world. But in this case, we think first is actually represents a huge advantage. There's a much simpler, a much cleaner, less polluting method here for the extraction of nickel from the host rock.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Martin Turenne. He is the CEO of FPX Nickel. And Martin, it's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well, Steve. Hope you're well as well.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thanks very much. And the company out with a really interesting news release, in essence, talking about the province of British Columbia. More importantly, the agency that looks after mining, really taking an interest in what you're doing, the project that you're doing, and really wanting to sort of take it to the next stage. It's a pretty big honor here for your company.
Yeah, so the province rolled out its critical mineral strategy earlier this year. And one of the key elements of that was the establishment of what they're calling the Critical Minerals Office. And what that office is doing for projects like our Baptiste project is to really establish a working group. So there'll be a regular cadence of meetings between our management team and various representatives of multiple ministries within the province. All of this ahead of our entry into the environmental assessment process next year. And this initiative is really designed to ensure that the company is fully prepared for that process, but also that the province and its various ministries are also prepared. And it really sets the table for us to be able to engage more meaningfully with First Nations as well.
Yeah, in essence, they want to sort of check a lot of the boxes before you get to the environmental process, which in essence, I would hope would speed up the process as well.
Yeah, we're not really focused on those concepts of speeding up or accelerating. It really is just about readiness. And a big part of that, as I mentioned, is that the environmental assessment process involves multiple ministries. And these types of working groups are typically only established after a company has entered that process. By doing a lot of this work ahead of time and by sort of socializing the project within those multiple ministries, it really means that the process then can be a bit more efficient, and that both the province and the company have a stronger basis to ensure that we're engaging with First Nations appropriately and really taking advantage of what we see as a unique opportunity for collaborative decision making with those First Nations communities.
And I know that this has been really a big push in Ontario. It's been a big push in Quebec as well. It sounds like the government here in British Columbia is I don't want to say catch up, that's not the word I'm using, but realizing the importance of doing this pre-work, especially when it around environmental assessments of the projects.
Yeah, well, I think for British Columbia, we have so many things going for us in this province from a mining standpoint. We obviously have that long history. We have a great geological endowment, hydroelectric power, labor force, et cetera. I think the biggest question that we get as a company is around the permittability of a project like ours. And that really has everything to do with our engagement with both the provincial government, the federal government, but also very importantly, our First Nations partners. And so ensuring that we've got these structures in place ahead of our entry into the environmental assessment process, we think will lead to a better outcome for everyone involved in the project.
Martin, just last question here. Just can you talk to me a little bit about the differences of your specific project? Because you are doing nickel, but your nickel project's different than some of others that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, so the nickel mineralization at our Baptiste project is in a mineral form called a werowite. So this is a first of its kind in the world. But in this case, we think first is actually represents a huge advantage. There's a much simpler, a much cleaner, less polluting method here for the extraction of nickel from the host rock that really leverages the magnetic characteristics of the mineral itself, as well as the fact that there's no acid rock drainage issues associated with management of tailings and waste rock from this deposit. So we think that this can be a disruptive, low cost, low carbon source of nickel, and something that could really help to contribute very positively to BC's role in this global decarbonization transition, and this transition to help protect our environment for future generations.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. Congratulations once again on this Critical Minerals Initiative being one of those companies, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Martin Turenne, the CEO of FPX Nickel.